everyone, welcome back to Gracie May's Tarot. So today we're going to be finding out what's next in your career. So this is going to be changes coming to you in your career. This is going to be a timeless reading just like all my other videos. So whenever you find this video, that's going to be the time frame that it's talking about. Okay, so we've got pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So I'm going to go ahead and add bookmarks to make it easier for you guys to choose. So for pile 1, we've got the romance books, hot chocolate, and snowy days bookmark. This one I really like because it's actually snowing outside, which is exciting. For the second bookmark, we have the winter cafe. So this is for pile 2. And for pile 3, we've got read more books with the cute gray kitty cat. Okay, so take a moment, pause the video, meditate on the cards. Just pick whichever pile you're most drawn to. If you're drawn to more than one pile, that's okay. Go ahead and watch more than one reading. There may be some messages in both piles for you. Try not to overthink it. Just go with your gut. And the timestamps are listed below in the description box. I don't know if I said that already, but that's where they'll always be. Okay, I hope this reading resonates for you guys, and I'll see you in your reading. All right, all my pile 1s, if you chose the romance books, hot chocolate, and snowy days bookmark, this is your reading. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit distracted. The snow outside is so pretty. So pretty. Okay, so grab a cup of tea, cup of hot cocoa, coffee, let's get into it. So we're looking at career changes for you. We've got the 9 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and the Lord of Shadows. So it's interesting to me that you've got the 9 of Wands here right next to the 10 of Wands. So this suggests to me that this is something that has been going on for a while now. So with the 9 of Wands here, you're a bit protective, you're a bit defensive. Whatever current work environment you're in, you don't really trust other people to do their job. You have difficulty sharing responsibility with others, and it could be very well that your coworkers are not trustworthy and you can't rely upon them, and that has created this frustration with the 9 of Wands. This sort of frustration has been building up. And so with the 10 of Wands here, you're like, well, if I can't rely on other people to do their job, then I'm just going to do everything by myself. And I'm not going to ask for help from anyone else because no one else cares. No one else is accountable or responsible like I am. And it could be even that it's not multiple people. Maybe it's just one person that you have to work closely with. And you feel like you're carrying the weight of your job and their job. And you're kind of, if you're in a leadership position at your job, it could be there's a little bit of micromanaging going on. You don't really feel confident in your team. And you're someone who is highly self-disciplined. You're someone who is hardworking. You're someone who cares about getting the job done. And even if you're unhappy in your current job, your job still matters to you. So even if you don't find meaning or purpose or fulfillment or joy in the work that you're doing, you still care about it because you care about financial security. I mean, you need your job. And so that can also create some anxiety of like, I'm having to carry this heavy workload because I can't trust anyone else. And it could be that you had a specific instance in the past where someone really kind of screwed you over, and that has created this distress. But really with this 9 of Wands, you now have anxiety about job security because you're working so hard, but maybe you also don't feel like your effort is appreciated by whoever is above you at your job, whoever's in a management position over you. You feel like you're carrying this huge workload, and no one here is recognizing or applauding your success. You know, you don't even feel valued for the hard work that you're doing. And it's kind of almost gotten to a point to where you're sort of labeled as the reliable one, and it's sort of like a given that you're going to do your job, and maybe you don't understand why other people are not being held to the same standard as you. And you can even see just the anxiety and the tension, the way that he is looking over his shoulder a little bit. He's kind of side-eyeing this fairy here, like he just doesn't trust or believe or see a way where things can get better. And he's gripping the table here. I mean, there's a lot of stress coming through in this card. And then you can see here, you've been carrying these wands for so long, you're losing your balance, right? So maybe other things in your life are currently out of balance because of how much work and effort you're having to put into your job. So maybe this is damaging personal goals that you have, close relationships that you have. You're not having time for self-care. You're kind of just struggling under the weight of all of these wands. And then finally here with the Lord of Shadows, we have a card of promise here, a card of hope. So with the butterfly here, this is signaling transformation. So you're not going to be stuck in this energy, okay? You're coming out of it. There's light, there is help. You may not see it, it may be hidden behind this tree here, but it's coming. And part of it is going to be some self-reflection on your part. And so either your external circumstances at your job are going to change, or you're going to change how you're reacting to your external environment. So we'll see as we go through the cards which way it's going to go. All right, let's see what else we have. So we've got Porcupine Spirit, time for a beginner mind, and Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. Okay, so there's two different paths here. For some of you, with this beginner mind, you're kind of cutting your losses and you're saying, you know what? I was worried about job security, and that's why I was holding on so tightly to this job that has been running me down and making me miserable. But actually, I trust myself to find something better. I know my worth. I know my value. I'm not being appreciated here. I'm not able to live up to my full potential. I'm not supported here, and you're leaving your job. And with this beginner mind, you're potentially not only getting a new job, but moving into an entirely different field. So this is going to be a big change for you. And with this Ant Spirit, time to collaborate, for others of you, you're going to finally start trusting other people to help you out. And not only are you going to ask it, but you're going to have the self-confidence to demand it. So like if you're in a position where the people above you, your supervisors, management, if they're not giving you the help that you need, you're going to have a sit-down meeting with whoever your supervisor is, and you're going to tell them and establish boundaries and say, I cannot carry this workload any longer. I'm going to get burned out if you don't either hire better people or assign other people to help me. And so it could also be that you're having conversations with people that you work with and you're asking for help. And you're doing it in a way where you're, again, setting those boundaries in a respectful but firm manner that it's not fair for you to continue to carry all of this workload on your own. And for a few of you, it could be that there's nothing wrong with your coworkers. It's just a control issue for yourself, that you're maybe a very type A person and you're not comfortable asking for help. Maybe you were just taught or you've learned from experience that if you want something right, you have to do it yourself. And so that's going to be an internal change, some self-reflection, because this is the Hermit card in this deck. And, you know, this card is also represented by Virgo, which is, Virgos can be very, they can tend towards being perfectionists, right? They can't let go. It's that Beyonce energy, right? So that's going to be a change for some of you. So like I said, some of you it's going to be an internal change. For others of you it's going to be more external. For others of you it's going to be both. So just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay, let's see what else we have here. So we've got longevity, that's very promising in a career reading. And agreement. Okay, yes. So for those of you who are leaving this current workplace situation that you're finding yourself in, you're going to be moving into a career path that's going to offer you longevity. You're going to, it's kind of like the difference between a job and a career, right? So you may be stuck at a job right now, but you're going to be moving into your career. You're going to be moving into something that doesn't make you feel out of balance, something that you feel like is in alignment with your soul's purpose, and something that makes you feel like you're doing good, meaningful work. You know, you're doing work that helps other people, that serves a purpose, something that's related to what you're passionate about. You just, not necessarily like you have to love what you do, but you appreciate it, right? It doesn't feel like you're just making money for someone else and whatever, it's a job, I come home, I do it again the next day, whatever. You're getting out of that energy. And with this agreement, it could be that for some of you, you're going to be starting your own business, and that is going to teach you how to work with other people. So you're going to be moving more so into a management leadership role, and your business is going to grow, and you're going to understand and realize, oh, if I want to continue to grow my business, if I want to be successful, I am going to have to work with other people. Even when I'm self-employed, I'm going to have to work with others to an extent. And with this agreement, it could be for some of you, it's going to be a partnership with someone that you trust. And also for others of you who are staying at your current job, you are going to have longevity. There is going to be an agreement. With this agreement card, I'm thinking for some of you, finally your hard work is going to be recognized with that 10 of Wands that we saw. And the agreement is going to be either you're moving into a higher position at your job, or you're getting a raise, you're getting some sort of written agreement that we recognize this work that you've done, and this is the reward. Okay, let's see what else we have here. We've got retreat, spoil yourself in the morning mist, breathe in nature's sweet scents, and we've got humility. Flowers are unaware of each other's beauty. They bloom regardless. So with this humility card, for some of you, I think that your sense of self-worth, I think your sense of self-value is heavily tied to your career, your success, your financial abundance, how productive you are. So for some of you, it may be less about money and more about how much you perceive yourself, or the degree to which you perceive yourself to be successful. And for you, success means career, right? So with this humility, that's going to be an internal shift for you guys. You're going to start to see the value in the collective. You're going to see the value in seeing outside of yourself and learning how to work with others in a way where you don't feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. And it's going to be a humbling process to learn how to work well with others. For others of you with this humility card, if you're kind of like that worker bee and you work hard and you don't complain about it, but inside you're really internally breaking down and you're getting burned out, with this humility card, people are finally going to notice. And with this retreat card, it's just asking you to find balance. You know, there's a little bit of energy here of temperance. So you need to have balance. You need to understand that your career is not your life. And your career isn't even really your purpose. I think in the sort of like capitalist society that we're in, people have been disconnected from spirituality, and instead of this connection with your soul, it's kind of been conflated of like my purpose is my career, and not necessarily, right? And so it's just a reminder to take care of yourself, to be gentle with yourself. Your self-worth is not dictated by how many things you can check off of your to-do list. Your self-worth is not defined by your career status, your wealth. Your self-worth is inherent, right? No one can take that away from you. You have value as a human being, period. Okay? All right, so let's end this reading with a positive self-care message, especially since we have the retreat card. So we've got optimism. If you're going to make up stories in your head about people and circumstances, please make them love stories with happy endings. Yeah, so there's definitely transformation coming in your career with your ability to work well with others and your ability to trust other people. And again, like, I'm not saying that, please don't feel like in any way you're being invalidated. You may very well work with people who are not trustworthy and people who are just lazy and unproductive and apathetic. I mean, that may be very well your career situation currently, but that doesn't always have to be your situation. And so be optimistic because a lot of positive change is coming in for you. You're either going to find yourself in a career that makes you happy, where you don't have to carry this heavy burden, or your current workplace is going to be transformed. So just remain optimistic and know that things are going to get better. Okay, pile 1, hang in there. This was your reading. I hope it resonated. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to grow our community here. If you chose pile 1, comment down below with a snowflake since I've been staring at the snow this whole time. Yeah, so this was your reading. I hope that you all enjoyed it and take care of yourself. See you in my next one. All right, all my pile 2s who chose the Winter Cafe bookmark, this is your reading. So we've got the 4 of Swords, the 2 of Wands, and the 9 of Swords. So this one's a little bit interesting. So with the 4 of Swords here and the 9 of Swords, there's been a bit of a conflicting energy. So right now, currently, you could be unemployed. That is a possibility. Or for others of you, you're at a job where it's easy, it's not difficult. And if it is a difficult job, you've gotten to a point to where you don't put in much effort anymore. So with this 4 of Swords here, you're laid back, you're kind of relaxing here. You're not really bothered. And even these swords here kind of are forming a barrier to the outside world. So he looks like he doesn't have a care in the world, right? He's just resting. And then here with the 9 of Swords, there's a lot of anxiety, right? She looks like she's crying, she's all curled up. There's a bat outside, there's the 9 of Swords over her window. So there is still kind of like this barrier here. There's still this like mental block from the outside world, but this energy is very different, right? Like a stark contrast to the 4 of Swords here. This is restfulness. This is I can't sleep because of my anxiety. So no care in the world, every care in the world. And so I think you guys are oscillating between these two very different energies. So it's kind of like you've grown apathetic to your current job because you're just not happy in it. And, you know, that could be a variety of reasons because this is a general reading. And for the other times, like you go from not caring to being upset and being like, God, I'm stuck at this job where I'm not happy. And you go from not caring to you can't stop thinking about it. And thankfully, with the 2 of Wands here in the middle, in the near future, there's going to be some action, right? You're going to be starting out a new adventure. So with the 2 of Wands here, you're just leaving home here. Like she's waving goodbye. So you're at the start of your journey, but you haven't fully gotten into it yet. Oh, sorry, there's a truck driving by. I hope you can't hear that. Okay. So you're leaving on this journey. So in the near future, what's next in your career is you're going to be starting out on a new path. So you're going to be leaving your current job, or if you're unemployed, you're going to be starting out on a new career opportunity. So let's get some more cards and find out some more information here. Sorry, I'm a little bit sniffly today. All right, we've got the Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter. And Nightingale Spirit, love is all around. Okay, I love this for you guys. With the Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter. If you are stuck at a job that you're unhappy at, that isn't fulfilling, that is stressful, whatever it is, you have to let it go, right? So I think the longer you stay at this current job position where you're unhappy, or the longer you stay unemployed, the easier it is for you to stay in that Four of Swords energy where you're just comfortable, right? Because change is uncomfortable, right? Even positive change can be stressful. And so it's easy to grow apathetic and be like, well, this isn't making me happy, but it's paying the bills, or it's good enough. But we're not put on this world. We're not put in this life. Our souls are not given a body for good enough, right? So there's a call for you to not settle, to clear out the clutter, to be really honest with yourself about what is not currently working. Because this job where you're unhappy, or if you're unemployed, this stagnant energy that you're in, what is it teaching you? What is it showing you that you do want? How can you look at it like a learning lesson? How can you look at it like a learning lesson? What is this discomfort teaching you? Okay, then with the Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. If you end up getting fired from your job, which I'm not seeing that, I'm seeing more so it's going to be a choice that you're making. With the Two of Wands, I mean, you're not being pushed out, right? You're willingly leaving. So when you leave your job, or before you leave it, take some time to reflect and really ask yourself, like I said, those harder questions, and reflect on, what do I want my career to look like? What job position would make me happy? What would bring me fulfillment? What about my current workplace is not working for me? And what would make me happy? And with the Nightingale Spirit, love is all around. Two ways to read this. For some of you, you have a lot of love and support. You may have family or a supportive partner who is willing to say, yes, leave your current job, take some time, figure out what you want to do, and I will support you during that transition. For others of you, you may not have that privilege, but you do have the emotional support from others to help you through the transition. And then also with this love is all around, sometimes we can get caught up in this, what is my true soul's purpose? Like, what am I meant to do? And honestly, you might benefit from watching the Pixar movie Soul. I just recently watched that. But I feel like sometimes we can get into that trap, and it creates that Nine of Swords where you're like, I don't want to make the wrong decision. I don't want to do something that isn't my true purpose. Like, what if I do something and it's the wrong choice? Like, honestly, some of us aren't even meant to just have one career or one career path that we stick with forever. Like, some of us are meant to try different things, are meant to go back to school, to change careers, transition into something else. And you kind of have to appreciate the journey and not focus so much on the destination. And I know that sounds corny, but really, it's kind of this process of learning and trying out new things and kind of having that childlike curiosity of, let me just try it. It may not work out, but why don't I just go after it? Why don't I just try it for a little while? And if it doesn't work, I don't have to stay there. I don't have to be stuck anywhere. I can always go back to the Two of Wands and leave again and try something new. And I'm not saying like go through 5 or 6 different jobs in a year. I'm not saying that, but you can definitely also choose a career path where you do have options. Like, for example, I'll use this as a personal one, social workers. They can be therapists, they can do case management, they can do macro level work, they can do micro level work, they can work in schools, they can work in private practice, they can work in prisons. So if you're struggling with finding a career path, then choose one that gives you flexibility. Choose something where you know, like, oh, I can do a lot with that. Like, how many specialties are there for doctors, right? Like, I think sometimes we can be overwhelmed by choices, but instead try to change that perspective and get excited about it. Get excited about all of the opportunities that are available to you. And you can also, you know, like if you have a passion project that you really want to have time for, but you're scared, you don't know if it's practical, you can always try to find a career path that gives you enough flexibility to where you have enough time and energy to pursue that passion project. You don't have to just work one job, and the passion project probably won't feel like work if it's something that you're really excited about, right? I'm not saying like fall into the hustle culture trap of having like 3 or 4 streams of income and you're always working. I'm not saying that, but it doesn't just have to be one thing, okay? And with the Two of Wands, there's definitely a lot of excitement, a lot of spiritual support. You're meant to leave home. You're meant to leave where you're comfortable and get out of that comfort zone and pursue something that does ignite your wand. Like that sounded weird. Something that ignites, because wands are creativity, passion, right? It's that fire energy. So something that lights a fire in your belly, something that makes you want to get out of bed in the morning. Okay, so let's see what else we have. So we've got abundance and fertility. So with fertility here, you're birthing a new career path. It sounds kind of weird, but fertility, we think of growth, we think of change, we think of something developing. So you're developing this new career path and you're promised abundance. So whatever it is that you've been thinking about pursuing, but maybe you have just had too much anxiety about it with that 9 of Swords, or maybe you've told yourself kind of self-defeating thoughts with the 4 of Swords, it's time to take action. You've thought about it long enough. You're promised abundance, you're promised support, love is all around. It's time to go after it. Okay, so we've got forbearance. Do not be deterred by the thorn amidst the roses. So for some of you, this thorn is going to be someone in your life, someone close to you, someone's opinion that you value. Not in a mean way, but there may be someone who's telling you that's not practical, that's not realistic, you should just stay where you're at. You know, they may have had experiences in their life where their dreams didn't come into fruition for whatever reason, and so they have a limited perspective and they can't support you in the way that you need it. For others of you, this thorn amidst the roses may be a challenge that you encounter early on. That is a test, right? So if you encounter a challenge, it doesn't mean give up. It means push through. Don't be deterred by one challenge, one barrier. You can overcome it. Abundance is promised to you, right? If you put in the hard work. Transform. Emerge with beauty and grace from your cocoon. So that cocoon is making me think of, again, that 4 of Swords. And even the 9 of Swords, because she was sort of, her window is kind of barred with those swords, right? So you've taken enough time. So maybe you're a planner and you overthink things and you want to make sure all your ducks in a row are together before you make this big decision. And I get it. You know, money is really meaningful in our society, right? It's our security, it's our stability, it's our sense of safety. So it absolutely makes sense. But this is saying trust yourself. You've given it enough time. You've thought about it enough. You have planned it enough. So go after whatever this goal is for yourself. And if you don't know quite yet what it is, dive deep. You know, it's time for self-reflection. Okay, so I'd like to just end the reading with some positive self-care messages. So we've got Sovereign here, the crown. You are the queen of your life. Treat yourself like royalty. So yes, this to me is encouraging you to empower yourself. If that thorn among the roses there is someone that is kind of putting you down, not being supportive, you are that emperor energy or the empress, right? You make your own decisions. It's time to prioritize what you want to do. You know, this is your life. No one else has to live with the outcome of your decisions other than you, right? Well, maybe you have kids, they have to live with the outcome, but no one else at the end of the day. You're the one who has to go to bed at night and be able to sleep at night, being comfortable with the choices that you made that day, right? And then we've got surprise. Release your expectations and be open to surprise. So I think for some of you, this career opportunity that's going to be coming to you with the Two of Wands, it's going to be something that takes you by surprise. It could be that you've done all this careful planning and then an opportunity just falls in your lap and it completely takes you back. And you're then being asked, are you going to go for it or are you not? And I mean, I think the cards have pretty clearly stated today, you should go for it. Okay, pile 2, this was your reading. I hope this resonated. If it did, leave a crown emoji in the comments section. There goes that truck again. Stay home. Okay, I'm sorry. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to grow our community and would help me out a lot. I want as many people as possible to watch these readings so I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this and take care. I will see you in my next one. All right, all my pile 3s who chose the Read More Books bookmark with the gray kitty cat, this is your reading. So we've got the Nature card, the Crone, which is the Strength card in this deck, and the Sun. Okay. So I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about this Nature card because there's so much information just in this one card. Okay, so to me this is a card about choices. We've got the hunter here and he's setting this bear trap, but he's oblivious to the bear behind him, right? But the bear also has to make a decision of whether or not he's going to join in this celebration here, or if he's going to brave the wilderness and, you know, sort of challenge this trap that the hunter has set here. So both of them here have to make a choice, right? So for you all, in terms of like how this factors into your career, currently right now, you all are kind of self-imposing restrictions upon yourself. So for a lot of you, you're in a career, you're in a job placement right now that you're sticking with for the wrong reasons. So you've made the choice to stay despite some things about it that you don't like. So for example, some of you may say, well, the pay is good or the health insurance is good, it's paying my bills, but the work environment is terrible, I'm miserable, you know, my boss is a jerk, my coworkers are, you know, whatever is wrong with your job, you're staying with it because you feel like you have to, because there's something that is holding you to it. You know, for others of you, it could be the opposite. It could be the pay is terrible, but you enjoy the people and the work is easy and, you know, like you haven't updated your resume in a while and you don't feel like going through the whole process of trying to find a job. You know, different reasons, just apply it to yourself. But whatever it is, you're staying because you feel like you have to. You're staying out of necessity. Even though there's the promise of something better. There's the promise of celebration, but you're too distracted, right? So the bear is distracted by the hunter. The hunter is so distracted by laying the trap, they're neglecting the bear. And none of them are joining in the celebration. None of them are moving into the light. Because these right here are darkness, right? These are our shadows, our fears. Here is the light. Here is the sun. Here things are illuminated. There's joy. There's collaboration. There is more than just work. There's connection. Okay, so with the crone card, I think for a lot of you, it's going to require some confidence for you to eventually make the right choice to free yourself, because that's what it is. You need to move towards freedom. So you need to unburden yourself with this job that is not good enough for you, right? Like, move into this Leo energy of knowing your worth, of knowing your value, and trusting yourself. With the crone here, there's a lot of inner wisdom. There's a lot of inner knowing. I've lived and I've had these experiences, and I know myself, I know my value, and I can make good choices for myself because I trust my inner strength. I trust that I will always have the lion walking by my side. Whatever challenge I encounter, I'll make that challenge work for me, right? Like, I can handle anything. I mean, you've got Leo twice here with the sun. So some of you may be Leos, but for others of you, it's just asking you to embody that energy. It's asking you to come into the light, to choose happiness. I mean, you can choose a career that isn't working for you out of a sense of, I'm tripping over my words, over a sense of responsibility that is completely self-imposed. No one asked you to stay at a job where you're unhappy, or where you're unfulfilled, or where you're being paid peanuts. No one asked you to do that. You chose that for yourself for whatever reason. Unchoose it. Trust yourself. Because the sun, I mean, it doesn't get any more positive than that. Your future could be a field of sunflowers, right? You have to choose it. Okay. You're definitely moving out of it, though. Let's find out what else is going on here. We've got the armadillo spirit, set healthy boundaries. Pig spirit, use your mind wisely. And beaver spirit, lay a solid foundation. Okay. So with this lay a solid foundation card, I do feel like you're staying at this job out of a sense of responsibility, but in the long term, it's not going to sustain you. So in the short term, it may be making your rent, but in the long term, it's not going to allow you to meet your other goals. So laying a solid foundation, it's not going to allow you to build a home. It's not going to allow you the freedom to have a family, create stability, take care of, more than just yourself, take care of your loved ones. It's not going to provide enough abundance for you to give back to others, for you to have the freedom and ability to fulfill other things you're supposed to do, like travel or certain hobbies that you want to pursue. I mean, a lot of things in this world take money, right? Lay a solid foundation. Don't stay at a job that is meeting your short-term goals and be miserable because you think it's what's best for you, because in the long term, it's not. And this level of misery that you're feeling is not sustainable. I mean, can you honestly keep doing what you're doing for the next year, 3 years, 5 years? With the armadillo spirit, set healthy boundaries. For some of you, you could be overworked at your job. You could be taking on too much. For some of you, you may have been drawn to pile one. That was a theme for pile one as well. But with set healthy boundaries, it could also be that you have people in your life who are telling you to stay where you're at. Maybe they weren't able to chase after their dreams. Maybe they settled for good enough in their life and they think you ought to as well. And this card is saying, like, no, you have to be able to stand firm. With the Strength card, you have to know your worth, and you have to say, I'm better than this, right? With the Pig Spirit, you are smart. You are capable of solving this issue. You are capable of doing better for yourself. So for some of you, this career change is going to be going back to school. It's going to be learning a new skill, learning a new trade, and moving into a whole new path entirely. Okay. Let's see what else we have here for you. Okay, we've got love. We've got leadership. Ah, yes, okay. This card right here makes me happy. So for some of you, you're manifesting. You're looking beyond, I think with that, use your mind wisely. Stop any negative self-talk. Start speaking into existence. Start speaking positively. Be optimistic about your career. You know, for some of you, you may have been watching this and been like, psh. You're like, I'm not going to get to that Sun card energy. My job is miserable. There's no way out of this. Yes, there is. Even if practically you can't see a way out of it, start manifesting it. Call upon your guides. Ask for spiritual support. Ask for help. If you ask for it, you will receive it, right? You can manifest anything into your reality that you want. You just have to really connect, I think, with that inner strength. Understand your own power. Don't sell yourself short. With the leadership, again, and that Leo energy is coming through, that boss mentality. I think a lot of you are meant to go out on your own. You are meant to be your own boss. You are meant to be the owner of your own business. It's time for you to stop playing it safe and working to build someone else's dream. With the love card, for some of you, this is just stating that you're going to be moving into a career that you love. You're going to be doing something that aligns with your passion. For others of you, your romantic partner or someone that you will be meeting in the future that you have a romantic relationship with will be involved in this new career path. I can see that with Lay a Solid Foundation, as well as this boundaries card and even the Sun card here with the home. So it could be that your future partner or your current partner, you two are going to be going into business together. Maybe that's part of your kind of soul's purpose. You're going to have to set healthy boundaries between your work and your home life. If you're working with your husband or your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever, you have to set healthy boundaries, maintain that separation, and you're going to be working together to build something really beautiful. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. We've got resilience, stay strong as evergreen trees, and the night. Find comfort in the night where the world switches off and the stars burn bright. So be comfortable with the unknown. Like I said, some of you may be a bit doubtful that you can get to that Sun card, that you can have this dream career. Find comfort in the night. Find comfort in the unknown. Instead of looking at the unknown as being scary, look at it as a world of possibility, right? Anything can happen. So why not make up stories about something wonderful happening instead of having, negative thoughts? Resilient. Again, with that strength card coming through, you can handle anything. You're strong, you're capable, believe in yourself. Okay, so we'll end with a positive self-care card. We've got body. Your body deserves your love. Okay. Asking you to kind of ground yourself. I think you're going to be going through a major change here soon in your career. And so it's going to benefit you to ground yourself, reconnect with your body, get out of your thoughts. And that is going to help you stay rooted and not get so overwhelmed as you go through this big career change. And also it's just a good reminder to take care of yourself, because I think when you're really focused on your career and your goals, It's easy to neglect feeding yourself, you know, skipping meals when you're busy, forgetting to drink water, not exercising, that sort of thing. So, okay. This was your reading pile 3. It was very positive. Some of you may have been drawn to pile 1. I would go ahead and watch that reading as well. If you resonated with this, leave a book emoji in the comment section. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe so we can grow our community together. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Take care.